Hi, this is John from Peach Guitars, and I'm super pleased to say that I'm sitting here with the main man, Andy Powers from Taylor Guitars, and he's going to show us some amazing new things that he's been working on. I'm sure a lot of people have been keeping up, you know, looking at our YouTube channel, the social media stuff and everything that we've been doing, and the mentions that we've been giving to the amazing new V-Class bracing. So
yeah,
I feel like I'm sitting next to a rock star here. I feel a bit shy.
A geo-astronomer, as we say. It's the rock and the star. Now, we are really excited to be introducing these because what we're all about is trying to build a better guitar.
Yeah.
I want to build a more creative, more inspiring, more expressive instrument than we've ever built before. And now that this day has come where we get to release some of these things that we've been working on kind of in the back room for so long, this is a real exciting time for us. We've got here, this particular guitar is a Builder's Edition K14.
This is my favorite one.
You know, if you're familiar with sort of the backstory behind the V-Class bracing, you'll remember that this is a way to try and eliminate some of the inherent compromises in a conventional flat-top steel string guitar design.
So the balance of sustain and volume is what you're trying to maximize both.
That's what it started with, because I look at a conventional design and go, well, I can't really have everything that I want. You know, you can do a pretty good job, but it's inherently a balance between how rigid you can make the design, which contributes to the sustain, or how flexible you can make it. In a conventional X-brace, it's not really that strong or that flexible in any direction. So when I had thought of this was a real exciting day for me to go, well, wow, maybe there is a different way up that mountain. Maybe if I come at it from the opposite direction, maybe I could really get to the top. This could be cool. And so I'm so pleased to see something that has this huge amount of dynamic range and this really long sustain that's completely balanced over the entire guitar's register.
I think this guitar and what you've done with it is going to make a lot of people a better player as well, because you're going to, you know, certain elements within some chords, when they're not in tune, you sort of learn to play a guitar in a way just to get around the
totally.
You know, the intonation issues and other things that you can encounter, but straight away everything's in tune up the neck. Yeah,
this is an interesting thing, because I mean, let's say when you first learn, you play a G chord maybe like that. And you realize, well, it's better if I take out one of the B naturals and throw another D in there. And then I'm going to take out this one too. Delete it all together. Well, on this guitar, you don't have to. So even if you're playing, you know, simple open position chords, these have a level of interest that, man, there's an inherent harmony in that I just haven't had with an acoustic guitar before.
And the balance, each string is you know, just so balanced and clear, and the volume is, the separation.
Yeah, it has this really unique kind of linear quality where you've got good dynamic range and this good sustain on every single note over the whole register. But then once I realized, you know, in building this first guitar, going, wow, once I have control of this, that means that I also have control of the projection of the guitar, the intonation. But not by changing conventional string compensation. I'm doing it by making the body a more efficient, more fluent translator of what's actually happening in the string. So now instead of, you know, working around little chords and things, boy, all of that is okay. Like even if I'm playing here high on the fingerboard,
we was talking about that.
I could play all of these chord shapes and realize, wow, every single one of them can be perfectly in tune.
Whereas before, it's like you get that one note that's got that thud.
Totally.
You know, and you move up a fret and it's fine. But just that one note, as you pick through, but now it's got that harp-like quality.
Yeah, or you get that kind of warbly, like in phase, out of phase thing happening. But in this case, I mean, even over the whole register, I mean, it's like, wow, this is fresh range for a musician playing an acoustic guitar.
And the dynamics from the right hand as well. You can be really subtle and pick it soft, and then when you dig in, it still retains that, you know, that same pleasing quality as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's, of course you can lay into it and get a ton of power out of it, but you don't have to.
No.
You can incorporate a level of dynamic range that, you know, it's just, it gives the musician fresh creative ability.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to start voicing chords in different ways that you haven't before.
No, immediately when I first got a chance to play it, I was doing things on the guitar that you know, you don't even kind of bother venturing towards normally, because you're
totally.
like, oh, that's going to sound awful when I go up the top end, you know, because it's just, they're not going to have a full sound, but the sound is still just as full as you go up there, and it's just the change in the dynamics and the tone of moving up the neck.
So
that's giving
imagine
the
what that does for a musician who's playing alongside other instruments.
Yeah.
So somebody who's maybe in a recording studio playing in front of a microphone, or playing alongside a synth player, or a keyboard player, or in organic sounds that are like perfectly in tune, perfectly on pitch. The acoustic guitar gets a place in that world again. You know, so this is a real interesting thing to put into the hands of musicians and watch them kind of take this new creative ability and go fresh places with it.
Yeah, and rather than having to compensate for, you know, inaccuracies like in the you know, like what we said, when you go up the top end, you was getting those, like when you play a triad, you get that warbling note on some. It's just, like you say, you just avoid it and try and play it somewhere else instead, where it sounds better. But I think it's definitely going to enhance players' creativity, and I think the thing when people come in and try these guitars out, you've just got to get adventurous up at the top end. Try some open, like when you play like open strings and you still play like the G.
I mean, like if you voice this like a mandolin player would. You go, wow, I could. I mean, there's a triad way up there with an open G right in the middle. Like, this is just weird. It's just a very different experience. You know, so I look at these and go, wow, okay, that's a really comfortable place to venture into. At the same time, a guitar like this Builder's Edition, we're bringing a level of physical comfort to the player that we haven't had. I mean, of course, there's an armrest bevel, but the edge treatment on this guitar, with all the edges kind of rounded off or chamfered away, like more like a violin almost. And this beveled cutaway where the heel is carved away and contoured in the top. The whole instrument is designed to make the music making experience as welcoming as possible.
And when I first heard about the bracing, and I spoke to Simon, who we deal with at Taylor, and I said, oh, you know, is this going to change the Taylor sound? You know, and I think what it's done is it's just taken it to the next level. I can still hear it's a Taylor guitar, but it's just, you know, taking it to a whole new other place, hasn't it? It's still, the sound is still there. You know, you could be sitting behind someone playing it and know that what it is, but it's kind of just taking it.
There's a definite family resemblance there, but as a builder, this is a really exciting thing, because this kind of operating system, or this sonic engine, allows me to voice these guitars in a lot of different ways, because it accentuates the different tone woods and the body shapes.
And you can do more stuff.
There's a lot of things that we can do now and into the future that give us more options.
Yeah, nice.
You know, more options for creative tools for musicians.
Yeah. Any reason for this? Well, I'm sure there is a reason for it, but why the black and nut?
Yeah. Well, it's graphite laced, which I like for tuning stability. Yeah. Because it, you know, it's slippery. But that was a nice way for people to recognize what guitars are equipped with V-class internal architecture.
Okay, yeah.
So at Taylor, we're building these, and every V-class guitar, we're using this black graphite laced nut in it.
Yeah, I like it. Good for the, you know, no noise, and these, I love these tuners.
It doesn't,
anyway.
You know, chirp or anything. It slips real nice. The whole thing is designed just to make that playing experience
it's a great
as welcoming as possible.
Right. Fantastic. Well, you know, what more can be said apart from just come in and try one and buy one, and you'll love it. So thank you very much, Andy. Really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure.
Cheers. Thank you.